I'd like to welcome you again on this second part of a webinar series covering topics around franchising. I'm Vasilis Georgiou. I will be the presenter. Please send me follow-up questions to vgeorgiou@franchoice.com for a one-on-one consultation to help you find the right franchise. Register at franchoice.com/vgeorgiou. A little bit of my background. Currently, I'm a president of Crossroads Business Brokers, a full-service business brokerage firm for the last 11 years. Been involved in 60 business transactions from start to finish in various industries. I'm a national franchise consultant with FranChoice. I've advised hundreds of executive-level candidates and management-level candidates in finding the right franchise that fits their needs. I'm a former multi-unit operator, owner-operator of a home care franchise in Orange County, California. Wife and I bought 5 territories back in 2007, built it into a nice size business, and exited last year with a healthy valuation and a return of investment. In prior years, I was a former senior manager with KPMG Consulting, also known as Bearing Point. Advised mid-market companies in many industries on issues of operations, strategy, and system implementations. This presentation will cover 3 topics: determining your motivation in getting into a new venture, knowing yourself and categorizing your skills, and knowing the various business characteristics of different franchise opportunities. Determining your motivation, you really need to understand your key drivers, what really is behind your pursuit of a franchise. You have to look at your key drivers, financial capabilities, likes, dislikes, lifestyle objectives, etc. Is it money that drives you, passion, quality of life? You have to ask the question whether status is important. Interestingly, many profitable businesses are not always glamorous. You have to ask what kind of financial resources do you have available to pursue the opportunity. One important question is, are you able to follow a system? Franchising is all about following a successful, proven system. Some people have an aversion to that, but this is a key question to determine whether franchising is right for you. Do you like selling products or services? What is your timing for starting a new venture? Knowing yourself breaks down to 4 areas: dealing with people, dealing with sales, being a hands-on owner-operator versus a semi-absentee manager, and how high do you want to reach based on how much risk you're willing to take. Starting with dealing with people, you have to ask questions with respect to your preferences for less skilled or higher skilled workers and how comfortable you are dealing with either one. Do you like more or less employees? What kind of model? Different models would accommodate different types and numbers of employees. How good are you or how comfortable are you managing people? Dealing with sales. Are you a proactive or reactive type of salesperson? In other words, are you comfortable with cold calling, public speaking, or are you more comfortable in a setup where the clients come to you? Do you have a preference as far as product or services? Do you like selling to individual consumers, or are you more comfortable selling to businesses? Are you a hands-on owner-operator? You prefer a day-to-day involvement, or you prefer a semi-absentee role where you manage a manager? Are you more of an operational or sales type of individual? Are you really looking to replace your job, or are you looking at the franchise investment as an asset that you're building in parallel to your job? And finally, you got to look at the scope of your investment and the scope of your objective. Do you prefer to go in and dominate a geographical area? Do you want to have a 3 to 5 year expansion plan? Can you handle the bigger risk for larger upside? Now we're going to look at the business characteristics. There are generally 4 quadrants that businesses and franchises fall under: simple retail, sophisticated retail, business to consumer, business to business. 2 primary differences between the upper quadrants and the lower quadrants is the sales disposition. In other words, the upper quadrants would call for a more reactive type of sales setup, whereas business to consumer, business to business would require a more reactive, reaching out to clients in order to sell your product or service. Another characteristic that differentiates the two is that the upper 2 quadrants require a lease, a location, versus the lower 2 quadrants would not have, even if they have a lease requirement, would not be in a prime location, but it could be just the base of operations. Starting with the retail, simple retail, as I mentioned, totally reactive. Picture a service or product offered behind a counter. You're dealing with less skilled employees. Usually you find it in a small strip center. You have a limitation as to the number, the value of sales, the volume of sales you would expect. You could scale by having multiple locations. And of course, some examples: food, fitness, wellness type of locations and franchises. Sophisticated retail, still reactive, but a little bit more proactive marketing referrals. Both simple retail and sophisticated retail rely on the franchisor's marketing advertising schemes. The sophisticated retail would be probably in a larger shopping center, more expertise in achieving sales. You usually have to manage inventory. And again, you can scale via multi-location. Some examples would be a sign shop, print shop, auto repair type of businesses, etc. Business to consumer, you're starting to talk about more proactive marketing. Again, leveraging the franchisor's advertising marketing schemes. It's usually service product to the home, very scalable. Picture a man with a van setup possibly. You can scale via a larger area, target area, multiple territories perhaps. Some examples will be painting, professional painting, senior care, home improvement, etc. Finally, the business to business. That's the most proactive marketing of all the other 3. Service to businesses requires more consultative sales skills. Again, very scalable. Again, you can scale via multiple territories or more accounts. And some examples would be commercial cleaning, drug testing, business coaching, etc. In conclusion, when choosing a franchise, you have to make sure you understand your motivations as well as your skills preferences, both business and personal. Once those 2 components are understood, you have to make sure that you match that with the business characteristics of the target franchise based on the map that we showed on the previous slide. Again, I want to thank you for your participation. Please send me follow-up questions to vgeorgiou@franchoice.com. And for a one-on-one consultation, register at franchoice.com/vgeorgiou.